Today we will recreate all the Skibidi toilets in Minecraft. Let's start by stretching. The foot part is very important, so let's do it here. Remember, this will also serve as a preset for me. Stretch, stretch again, and now let's do the chest. Finish the arm part, details. And now let's finish up the fingers. Let's make a tie here, plus some details. Now the head part, make a square. With this square, just shape it to be nice and round, so it's going to look really cool. Add a texture in the middle, and it's practically done. I added some more details, and voila, our speaker here is about to be ready. And that's how our mob looks. This Skibidi here, the sound head, he appears in episode 61. Rate him because I really liked his design and it took a lot of work. Alright, let's place him down here and look at how beautiful his design turned out. The details, it's really cool, I quite liked it. Comment a score you'd give him from 0 to 10. I'll give him a 7. I really liked it, though it's not one of the best I've done, okay? So I'm going to kill him here. And now we're going to test it in survival. I'll eat a golden apple to see if he really attacks me. Come here, MP4. Come here. Oh, he's chasing me. Run, run, come. I'll defeat you, MP4 head. I'm going to beat him. Look at how cool the attack animation is, but I'll finish him off quickly and done. Let's use the base of this face. Stretch, eyes. Another eye. Let's put in the teeth. And now the head part. Stretch, I copied and pasted, raise the eyes, and now we'll finish off with the hat. This Skibidi, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't appear anywhere, okay? But I really enjoyed making a skeletal Skibidi. Let's go, villager. You're my test buddy. Here's our skeletal Skibidi, and I'll give him a score of 6. He wasn't one of the best mobs I've made, but I liked it quite a bit, especially since it's a different kind of Skibidi. For his attack animation, I just replicated the one I already had for the Skibidi, and it turned out very interesting. I'm going to defeat him now. Come on. Let's move on to the next. I have this preset for this TV head. Stretch it here, and now we're going to add some details you weren't expecting, and another TV on top, okay? And this will be the last TV. Let's finalize some details here, and I think our TV man is ready. I think I confused the last one. I said it was the TV woman, but this one is a version of a TV man that appeared in episode 20. I really like this variation I made, and the flickering screen is the charm of the character. Let's go. Let's test it now in the game. Our dear lion is there, and here's our TV man. Look at how cool this appearance is. The mini TVs here. Check out the cool details. I really like this mob. To be honest, it's one of the best I've made so far, okay? Because this little animation turned out really cool. I'm giving this mob a score of 8 because I really liked it. And it's a shame he hasn't appeared like this in Skibidi, right? Hopefully he shows up in the upcoming episodes and he's trying to hit me. I'll defeat you, dude. There we go. They are quite weak, but this one without a doubt is one of my favorites. With this Skibidi ready, let's add some details. Let's start with the mouth area. We'll make a beard for this Skibidi. And there, we've finished the beard. Let's lower these eyes. To be honest, it's looking quite bizarre, but you'll understand what I mean. Now, let's make a welder's mask, add some more details to the mask, and then some claws. Stretch, more details, now the second leg, replicate on the other side, and add a saw blade here. I want it to look super sharp, so I'll add some details to this saw. Look at our Skibidi. This Skibidi appears in episode 49. I really liked how it turned out. I don't know his name, and I commented on his name. I could very well call him Skibidi Saw, right? Because look at his details here. It doesn't look exactly like the regular Skibidi, but I really liked it. Comment a score you'd give him, and I'll put him in survival mode to defeat him. Look at the saw animation, and look at his attack animation. It looks cool. Run, villager, run. Look at that. His walking animation is really cool. Now I'll defeat you, and let's move on to the next. For this Skibidi, I just need to join this part here. Now, let's make a detailed headset for him, a few more details of the headset, and it's ready. This Skibidi appears in episode 62. I could have added some details to his face, but I think it turned out well. Let's see if it's really good. And here's our Skibidi. I liked it a lot. I think his face in the series is more frightening. Not so much here, but the headset detail is cool, and the entire Skibidi is really good. Let's defeat him now. Come here, I'll finish you off. Look how cute his attack animation is. There we go. We have this bald Skibidi here, which is funny, by the way. We placed a speaker in front, and now let's add some details, make a super bionic eye, and finish the glasses part, and it's done. He also appears in episode 62. I made him a bit smaller so he wouldn't be too big, but I could have made him a tad bigger. I also liked it. Now place him here and look at that cool glow around him. That's his charm. It even adds more shine to his bald head. Now I'm going to defeat this old Skibidi. I don't know the name of this Skibidi, guys. Name him or comment his real name. because I'm not that familiar with these creatures' names, but this one turned out great. I'm going to defeat him now, finish him off, and let's move on to the next. We already have a toilet kind of done, so I'll just redo this entire figure, remembering that it'll also be a video preset, as it should appear a bit more in the future. Let's finish the finger part, stretch, and now some details of the speaker, because he's literally a speaker head sitting on a toilet. Let's wrap up some details here. Last detail of the speaker, and yes, it seems he's ready. He appears in episode 62, and his dynamic sitting there on a speaker looked really cool. I'll place him here. Look how beautiful, how wonderful he's sitting on this little toilet. I loved it. See how cool it turned out. I can now attack him and see how his attack animation is. Let's go. I'll attack him. Done. Attacked. He's coming after me. Look at his walking animation. How cool it turned out. I forgot to add the attack animation, so I'll kill him right away. And cool. Let's start making the fingers of this creature. More finger details. We'll make a handle for the plunger. And now a very difficult part, which is modeling this plunger. The lower shirt part, tie, and now we'll make the head. Let's add some details to the head, and more details for the camera on top of the head. We'll just round this up to make it kind of standard. And now getting ready for the final touches. I think it's good. This camera head appears in episode 54, and it's very brief because they later remove his head. I added a plunger in his hand. Can you see? Look how cool. How wonderful this plunger is. I loved it so much. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I'll defeat him now. The plunger, he doesn't have this in his hand, okay? But I added it to make it cool. Just that. I added it for this other attack animation of his. So, take that. I finished him. And leave a like. Let's go to the next one. Since we already had the body, now it's just the head part, and I think it'll look really cool. I'll make it round to match the others. We'll add more details, and we can now wrap up this camera, okay? This is the second camera head I'm making. More details of this camera here, and I literally think our cameraman too is ready, right? This one is a second version of the cameraman. They appear in several episodes. They appear in numerous episodes, but I'll mention episode 54, which is one of my favorites, and he appears there. With him in my hands, we place him. Look how cool he turned out. The design, the clothes also look very beautiful. It's a good thing I already had the clothes, right? I had a good part of it. Now, I'll eat this golden apple and I'll defeat you, cameraman. Come here. Come back, boy. Come here so I can test your attack. Look at him attacking me. How cool it turned out. It's really good. I love this little model too. Now, I'll defeat you so we can move to the next one. Let's go. Defeat. We already have a good base for this one. So I'll need to make another one of those laser weapons that I once made. So let's add some more details to this weapon. We'll do it here at the front, like a shield, because I believe it'll be interesting. It'll look cool too. It'll be very beautiful. And now, another pair of glasses, but I won't make them too round. I'll design them in a more square shape. I think this one doesn't appear in any episode, okay? It's more of my inspiration, unless he already appeared and I don't remember. I only have a screenshot of him here. I ended up making it because I liked it. Let's place him in the game to show you. Look how cool his little spaceship turned out. It looks like that old man too, right? But a younger version, right? And bald too. Now I'm going to put it on. What's that? He shot a laser at me. Take that, take that. Wow, he's really strong. He shot me with a laser and he's super strong. I liked it. Start by making a new hairstyle for this little Skibidi here. You'll see why. He has really long hair. And let's also make a beard for him. Let's put a speaker in the front again. And some laser guns, right? These Skibidis, they have a lot of weapons. A few more details on this first gun. And now let's finish up the last details of this weapon. Let's stretch this out to make the panel where there will be these little things there that I can't quite explain what they are. And now, I paste it on the other side. This Skibidinho appears in episode 61, and he became quite famous after that episode. I really liked his design and the way I made him. He turned out pretty cool. Now let's test him in game. I'm holding the egg in my hand, and I'm going to place it on the ground. And here's our Skibidinho. Look how cool he turned out. He looks great. The details, the teeth, the hair, and the glasses. Especially the panel, right? It gave a special touch there. And him chasing me. Does he have an attack animation? Let me see. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Now I'm going to finish him off so we can move on to the next one. Let's start by making a blade for this Skibidinho here. I just have to shape it in a circle and then come with those details, right? Which will make the blade look a bit sharp. We'll also make the helmet part that this Skibidinho has. He kind of has a helmet, right? It gives the impression that it's a mask. I'm not quite sure. A few more details here to make it look cool. And now the circle details to truly make it look like a saw, and done. This saw Skibidinho appears in episode 49. I really like him. And I also think it's important for him to show up in Skibidinho, because he's a well-known character. Now, let's place him on the ground. And here's our saw Skibidinho. Look how cool. I wonder if he cuts me? Let's see if he cuts me. Oops! He has an attack animation besides the saw, right? If I had added some procedures here, he would really cut me in half with that saw. But since there's nothing, it's just that. Let's move on to the next one. We already have our Skibidinho's head. We're going to use it as a preset. Now we're shaping this up here, and you'll understand what I'm doing, okay? I believe that in the end, I've never seen anyone make this mob. I'll finish the rear part now, and you can probably guess what it is by now. I stretch out a wing, finish it up, and now add some details of the missiles this mob will carry. Let's make the propellers now, shall we? We'll stretch this out to make the propellers, and propellers on the other side too, to make it look really cool. Episode 62. This plain Skibidinho appears, but only for a brief moment. He also shows up in various other episodes, but I wanted to mention this one because it's cool. I got a better look at him in this episode. Let's place our plane here. Look at this Skibidinho. It's wonderful. He's flying there, right? Thanks to the propellers lifting him up. Come back here. Come back here. Let me attack you. Let me attack you. I left the missiles deactivated, right? So I won't ruin our arena. But he's trying to attack me. Look at him. He's targeting me and trying to attack. I'm going to finish you off, Skibidinho plane. I'm going to finish you off. Just look at his hitbox, right? It's up high. But come here so I can attack you. Come on, take this, take this. Wow, just one hit on this plane, and that's it. We already have the body part of this mob, so that makes things easier. Again, making that tie part, which is very essential. Let's stretch the arm here to make it look cool. Forearm and fingers. Now the head part, right? Which is a giant television. So there's the TV. And now let's finish it off along with the speakers. We're going to make some propellers for this mob too, because he has some giant propellers, okay? And done. I think it's literally ready here. I'll just finish the last propeller. In episode 47, this Titan appears. He's very large, much larger than here. But like I told you all, I didn't set everything up. If I reach a good like and view goal, I'll configure all these mobs. Now that we're here, let's test and see if it works. Here's our Titan. What a wonderful Titan. It's not like the one in the game because the one in the game is much larger, right? The one from the show, not the game, is much larger. But here he's a bit smaller. And I really liked it. The screen kind of flickers, has some static. Look at his attack. Look at his attack. Look at his attack. So cool. Look at his attack. So cool, man. This little Titan turned out great. I'll give him a 10 out of 10. I really liked it. Comment on what you think. Now with this base of this Skibidi, we're going to make some claws. But first, let me finish this helmet. There we go. Let's make these claws, because I think they will look very interesting. And finishing the 2 claws. Done. This is our Skibidi. This Skibidi has also appeared in several episodes. I won't even mention a specific episode where he appears, but he's in many, and I also really like him. So now with him in our hand, let's test to see if he's good. Let's go little claw Skibidi. Look how cute. He's really cool, right? And he appears in several episodes. Okay, there are many episodes. I'm going to defeat him. Now his attack animation. I'm going to finish you off now, buddy. Come here, I'm going to defeat you. Come here, I'm going to finish you off. And done.